brings me, makes me feel alive. Where I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. Baby, I've been playing hard, said no more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. Baby, I've been playing hard, said no more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. Watch it burn, sink in the river, the lessons I've learned. Take that money, watch it burn, sink in the river, the lessons I've learned.
Chilly Red Deer, Alberta will be Group B headquarters for the next week at the 2022 World Juniors. And what a game to kick things off. Russia looking to get back on that podium at the World Juniors after finishing 4th in the Edmonton bubble. While last year's tournament was a rough one all around for the Swedes, they've won just 2 medals now in the last 7 World Juniors. Hello and welcome here inside the Centrium. I'm Laura Dyke and joined alongside our analyst Dave Reed, and we are so happy to be part of TSN's coverage of the 2022 World Juniors. Happy Boxing Day, happy late Christmas. First day of this tournament and already 1 game in the books. Germany losing to Finland 3-1. We've got Canada in action later, as well as the United States, the defending gold medalist in the nightcap right here at PV Mart Centrium. But we are going to focus right now on this marquee matchup between Russia and Sweden. Both of these teams faced off in the bubble last year, with Russia beating Sweden in overtime. Now that was important because it ended Sweden's 54-game unbeaten streak in the round robin. That is a record, but it is a new year and a new tournament and a blank slate for both of these teams. With more, let's say hello to the two calling all the action here in Red Deer this week. It's Dennis Bayak and Craig Button.
Not sure you could ask for a better start for Pool B than Sweden going against Russia. And Craig, we also get our first look at 17-year-old sensation Matvey Michkov.
And he is a sensation. So beyond the skill, there's 3 things that really stand out about Michkov. He knows where to be to take advantage of his positioning. He's got the great ability to finish, and he's hungry to score. And finally, he demands the puck. He wants the puck, and you better get it to him, because he is going to be in those spots to take full advantage. So the skills are outstanding, but the personality, the presence, he's big-time star power.
Add the United States, 3 powerhouses in Group B. The challenge might be not to finish 3rd.
We are definitely spoiled with this group, Dave Reed, and we know all about the offensive firepower on both sides with both of these teams. But what are you keeping an eye on in this one?
Well, I'm going to keep an eye on the defense, and in particular, there are 2 players in this game that are key players, both first-round picks of the National Hockey League. On Russia, it's Shakir Mahamadullah, and he was 20th overall in 2020, the New Jersey Devils. He is playing in his 3rd full year in the KHL. That's the men's league in Russia. He's about just under 6'4". He's about 180 pounds. He's got a one-timer, an absolute cannon. We'll see it in this tournament. For Sweden, it's the 6th overall pick of the Detroit Red Wings. Yes, the Red Wings take a defenseman from Sweden. It's a high pick. Well, guess what? Simon Edvinsson is a tremendous skater. He gets up the ice quickly, moves the puck extremely well, but his best attribute is closing the gap, shutting the opposition's forwards down. I'm going to watch him against all Russia's forwards. I think it's going to be a defensive battle.
50% capacity here inside the Centrium, but a pretty good crowd, and they're in for a good show. Group B, and our schedule is ready to kick off. It's Sweden and Russia. Puck drop from Red Deer is coming up next, right here on TSN.
The 2022 World Junior Hockey Championship is presented by Esso, proudly fueling Hockey Canada since 1984. By Nike, official gear of Canada's national hockey teams. By TELUS, we're using the power of our purpose to help make the world a better place. Together, let's make the future friendly. And by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of Team Canada. The 2022 World Junior Hockey Championship is brought to you in part by Skip the Dishes. Cheer on our team in true Canadian style with your favorite order on Skip. the official food delivery app of Team Canada. It's game time, Canada. Let's get hungry. And by the 2022 Chevrolet Silverado, the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. Chevrolet, find new roads.
Welcome to the Centrium in Red Deer, Alberta. The 46th World Junior Hockey Championship already underway with a game up in Edmonton. And here it is Sweden against Russia. Referees for this game, Robert Hennessy of the United States, Kyle Kowalski of Canada, and your linesmen are Cody Huseby of Canada and John Ray of the United States. In goal, as we look at your starting netminders, it'll be Jesper Wallstad, who will get the start for Sweden. Great numbers in Luleå, a Minnesota Wild first-round pick back in 2021. Then at the other end of the ice, it will be Yaroslav Askarov, Nashville Predators first-round pick in 2020, a Hlinka Gretzky Gold in 2019 for him. Thomas Montan was not here last year because of COVID protocol, and this will be his final World Junior Hockey Championship for 44-year-old Thomas Montan. On the other bench, 51-year-old Sergei Zubov will make his World Junior Hockey Championship debut. He played in 2 World Championships at the junior level, a gold and a silver on his resume to go along with 2 Stanley Cups. Russia and Sweden. Disappointing tournaments, Craig, last year for both of these teams, and about to get going here in 2021.
Well, for Sweden, who had a lot of obstacles to overcome last year, including not having Thomas Montan, but getting Alexander Holtz this year back is such a big boost for this team. Not just with the skill, but with the leadership. Maybe with a little bit less pressure to, that group play streak over. Now they can just go play. They got an outstanding goaltender, Jesper Wallstad. They're going to be stout defensively.
We had a look at Alexander Holtz. There was good news for Sweden when New Jersey released him to come and join this group here in Alberta.
Hey boys, let's have a great tournament here. Work hard, have fun.
Russia and Sweden underway. Edmondson back into his own end. Brands will play this up the right side boards. No one there for Sweden. And an early icing call will bring the face-off back.
Time for the SO Speed Pass Plus app. First goal of the game. When the first goal of the game is scored, one lucky fan will receive $100.
Thomas Montan, who, the whole coaching staff really was affected. And Thomas talked about how important Lucas Raymond and Alexander Holtz were in helping the group just manage the whole tournament last year. We know how good they are as players. Terrific leaders as well.
Michkov gets a bump in behind the net from William Eklund, who started the year in the National Hockey League with the San Jose Sharks. Puck gets slipped back down the boards, and a name we'll hear plenty in this game and this tournament. Shakir Mohamedulin back for it for Russia. He'll leave it there, and Smirnov will wind it up. Smirnov will hit the line, jams a one-hander deep. Brands back forward for Sweden, dishes it off, and then gets it back. Comes all the way around to the near side. Stockestad there trying to clear, can't lose puck in front, and a wicked wrist shot from right in front from Tankov, and that went over top the net. This gets chased back by Svechkov as Russia in on the offensive attack. Tankov on it again, looking for some open ice. Shot through some traffic, goes wide, short side. Pressure here by Russia. Novikov leaves it in behind the net, back for Tankov. Tankov gets squeezed up against the backboards by Olsen. Cleared to the blue line, but not out. And now on a second attempt, Sweden will clear the zone. Novikov will play it back into his own end. Teams will start a change. And Kirsanov will take this back for Russia. Steklov had it get away from him. And it's back in behind where Tyutnev will take it. His pass comes off a leg and grabbed off by Sweden. Rosine plays it back to the blue line. And Drea with the shot through some traffic. It never got to the net. And now Tyutnev will grab it off for Russia. He'll play across ice. Passion finds some room and then gets squeezed out at the line. And offside is called.
Fyodor Svechkov, drafted by the Nashville Predators, such a good two-way centerman. And he really makes a really good play in creating the pressure here that creates the turnover. Just the perfect positioning. The puck gets shot over the net. But Svechkov always finds himself in the right positions everywhere on the rink.
Murat Kuznetsov now out for Russia. It was Kuznetsov in overtime last year that ended that 54-game round-robin winning streak that Laura talked about. Physicality here in the early going of this one. Mahamadulin will jam this back in behind the Swedish net. Vichkov is on it. Vichkov spins, trying to lose the checking of Ekmark. Puck does come free, and Ekmark misfired on the pass. Does it get out? It does not. Yes, they say it did. As Demidov brings it back in, but play whistle down.
Well, there's the Russians. There's head coach Sergei Zubov, and Dave Reed will tell you that he had a couple of tap-in goals. Sergei just hit the stick, and Dave just was able to tap him in. What a brilliant player he was. Hall of Famer, and getting his first chance here to coach the juniors.
Led the New York Rangers in scoring the year they won the Cup, and they had some pretty good players.
There's only 2 defensemen that have ever led their teams in scoring during the regular season when their team won the Stanley Cup. The other guy's name was Orr.
Orr, sounds familiar.
Robert Gordon.
Played in behind the net by Alexander Holtz after the puck. Eklund. He'll protect it on the boards, comes rink wide looking for Edmondson, deflected away, and Russia will start back up to center ice. Not a lot of room there. Yurkov will chase it down, but it's Sweden gaining control. Through center, and this will get sent in by Holtz. Svechkov back for it for Russia, winds it up. Svechkov will dish it off. Chibrikov back for Svechkov. He'll rip it back to the left point, trying to get that back for Steklov, but it caroms off that side wall all the way down the ice. Rudinin slips it back for Steklov. Steklov sends it around. Svechkov couldn't get anywhere on that far side. Askarov gets to field the puck, kicks that one aside. And Steklov will control, getting pressured there by Ljungman. And it's cleared up at center as Ljungman trying to get a stick on that, now controls at center. He'll make his way to the Swedish bench on the change. Finland over Germany 3-1 earlier today. Canada, Czech Republic yet to come later today in Edmonton, in Slovakia, and the gold medal United States squad. Our second game here in Red Deer. Taken at center and whipped in by Passion. Niederbach jumped on the loose puck and then ran into his man. Torgerson plays it up for Rosén. Rosén takes it wide against Mahamadulin. Pass comes into open ice, and Sweden making a defensive change.
Dennis, you talked about physical play early on here. Both the Swedes and the Russians will tell you they love playing on the North American rink. It's faster and it is more physical, and they're up to the task.
Edmondson forced to go to the outside, and offside is called against Sweden at the Russian line.
Or by scanning the QR code on the video board.
There's Sergei Zubov, number 56. He'll have his sweater retired in Dallas in the coming part of 2022. I mean, people tell you, I mean, what an unbelievable, poised, calm, smart player he was. Never panicked, and what a big-time competitor he was. He saw the game. You know, we talk about players that see the game in 3D. If there's 5D or 6D, that's where Sergei saw the game.
Bit of a delay here as the referees are over at the timekeeper's bench checking something. They will come over to the respective benches. And each will have a chat with the coaches. Robert Hennessy will try and explain things to Sergei Zubov. There was a coaching change as we look at Montana. Started back in 2016 in behind the Swedish bench for the World Junior Championship. In October, it was announced that Oleg Pratesh would be the head coach of the Russian team, and then Brata Shalakian give way to Sergei Zubov. Part of it was they felt with all the restrictions, with COVID still causing some issues, that Sergei Zubov was far better versed to speak English and understand English than what Bratash was. First penalty of the game is coming up. Sweden's going to get a power play. Off the goalpost on the delayed call as Magnusson let that one go from the edge of the circle, and now it gets tied up in behind the net. And a tripping penalty coming.
Well, you get the stick right into that area, and you're just playing with fire, and now we get the Swedish power play. There's the little play, the stick just in between the legs, and down you go and off you go to the penalty box if you're Novikov.
Novikov, a Buffalo draft pick.
I think the Swedish power play is going to be big for them for getting on the right side offensively.
Alexander Holtz, right-hand shot, playing on the left side for the one-timer, sends it back, scores! Wrist shot from the line, Oscar Olsson with the wrister that beats Askarov. We talked about the Swedish power play, Craig, it delivered.
Oscar Olsson is playing in Barrie is a really good shooter, and he gets this puck. It's such a good, firm play. They win the face-off, but watch where Holtz zips this puck across. So now Olsson's got a chance to step in, and he just wires it short side on Askarov. He doesn't need a lot of room. He doesn't need a lot of time. Certainly Eklund coming in front of Askarov could have disrupted the vision somewhat. What an excellent shot by Oscar Olsson.
Rough start for Askarov in the pre-tournament game against Canada, and now here early in the first period. As you mentioned, I don't think he had a chance to see that one, but
he had a post on the short side earlier before that power play. Now he gives that one up. This is his third tournament.
Nice move by Big Edmondson. Winds his way into the Russian zone. Sweden with the 1-0 lead. Stakistan holding this in at the blue line, comes cross ice, bounces around at center. Clears back in. O.K. Stakistan in his first IIHF event for Sweden, wearing number 15. Taking across at center, and Sweden will look for a line change. As this will get flipped in by Albert Werberg. Bounce back in, and Anton Olsson, Emil Andrea through the middle of the ice, and does not get touched by Holtz, and an icing call against Sweden.
There's a goal scorer. Played the tournament last year, didn't get a lot of prime-time offensive opportunities, specifically on the power play. If you give him chances, he can take advantage.
Plays for the Barrie Colts. Holtz and Grants, the assist on the power play goal that has Sweden up by 1. Passion at the line, bounces around, gets played down in deep. Jutnev takes a bump on the far side, shot from Passion from the high slot, just inside the line. That gets turned away by Volstad. Bounces to the blue line, kept in. And Russia right back in on the attack. Jutnev. Passion was working his way into the front of the net area. Passion will take the drop pass. He tried to send that pass down low. He's looking for Kuznetsov. And now Russia will start a change as Andrea will take it behind his own net.
No, nice little try, trying to hit the tape there, but even if you get the puck below the goal line, you turn around the Swedish defenders. Kuznetsov doesn't need a lot of time or space to make good plays.
Daniel Thorgerson at center will deflect it in. Puck is cleared off the sideboards, and back in for Daniel Urop. Kravchenko, and this will get cleared up at center, and Sweden off the boards and in, but on his own side of center was Thorgerson, so icing will be called against Sweden.
There's your goal scorer once again. Drafted by the Colorado Avalanche, and interestingly enough for me, Dennis, when I looked at a comparable type when he was going into his draft, I thought he had some similarities to Mikko Rantanen, and he gets drafted by Colorado. If they can get even a lowercase Mikko Rantanen, I think they'll be pretty happy.
Lehtinen could flat out score. Lod through center, sends it in. And again, they're going to say he was on his own side of center as they guard that center ice red line closely. Icing will be the call.
A lot of icing.
I think Sweden felt they got to the red line that time, but face off back to the right of Volstad, a Minnesota draft pick. Last medal for Sweden, a bronze back in 2020. Russia finished 4th last year. Russia has never gone back-to-back at the World Junior Championship without a medal. Here's a long shot. And off the left pad of Volstad. Looked like that would give him a little bit more trouble than he expected.
Well, Kuznetsov just throws the puck at the pads, and now it creates the scoring chance.
Hitchcock will send it in. Hitchcock goes in after it. A little bit of a bump, forces a turnover. Svechkov. And getting a piece of Svechkov there was Ekmark with the right shoulder. Cleared back in. Debeck goes in after it. Played around the boards. Sent back by Eklund. Olsen at the right point trying to play it deep. Olsen back out. And now he'll give chase, but Mohamedulin will play it cross ice, and Russia with the easy out. To the line, no further. Olsen breaks it up. Eklund deflects it with his skate. And Drea, the Philadelphia pick for Olsen. He'll send it back for Eklund. Eklund gets tied up in behind the net by Kirsanov. Comes back to the blue line, and Drea plays it cross ice. Quick shot from the right side there by Forsfjall. Forsfjall on it again, trying to chip it down low, but just too much traffic on that far side. It hit Fedor Svechkov. Chibrakov trying to play it out, and he'll get a little bit of help there. And Tankov will wind his way to the line and in. Passion staying on side on the near side. Now gives chase into the Swedish zone, but Alexander Holtz is on the loose puck. On for Olsen. And he'll get to the red line, send it in. That'll signal a line change. Youngman is in on the forecheck for Sweden, but cleared out through center. Jamming his way was Chutnia. He gave way inside the line, and Lug will play it back into his own end. Nystrom. Long flip shot. Iskarov will glove it down. It's played along the boards, but Steinman intercepts. Stekestad after it in behind the net, comes up with it. He'll dish it back at the blue line. Bronze trying to find some room. Nothing doing on that right side. He'll dish it off. 1-0 Sweden here on a power play marker. Wrist shot from the high slot by Stekestad. That punched away and cleared out through center. Okay, Stekestad on it again. Gets up, plays it in, goes down again, and now gets tied up. The stick is all wrapped up. He'll just leave it. And he'll make his way back to the Swedish bench. Meanwhile, all the way back in behind the play, Savakov was trying to get it out of his stick. Face-off will be to the right of Iskarov. Goaltending was supposed to be a strong point for Russia. All of a sudden, there are some question marks about the Russian goaltending.
Well, there's only one way to answer those questions, is to perform at a good level. And
Zevchenko trying to send this back down low, chops it into the Swedish zone. Delayed offside against Russia, but they will clear. Holtz in across the line, gets away from him. And this will be controlled. Kuznetsov trying to clear, lost in front. Iskarov, big save, it got in behind him. And it got cleared off the goal line before it brought across, as Mohamedulin may have stopped that one from making its way into the Russian net.
Well, Marin Kuznetsov makes a terrible play, and this is the wrong guy to have the puck with that much room and space in front of Askarov, and Askarov makes a real good save. It kind of slips between the legs, and Mukhamadullin is right there, but Eklund knows how to take advantage. Not a good play by Kuznetsov in any way, shape, or form.
Big hit as Demidov stepped into Edmondson. Edmondson snaps this up the middle, in across the line. Niederbach with the wicked wrist shot that we saw in last year's championship, and he ripped that one wide. Theodor Niederbach, 2 goals last year, Detroit pick. Kirsanov will wind this up. Kirill Kirsanov to center, and then just simply ran into too many Swedish jerseys.
The Swedes look like they're in sync on this. Like, with the puck, without the puck, trying to open up the Russians, and getting some chances with their pressure and with their puck play.
Andrea banks it off the boards. Magnuson tried to track that down at center ice, could not. Tankov will send it back in. Now played cross ice and taken by Zion Ibak. He got squeezed out. Andrea got tied up in the corner in behind the net. Andrea will flip this up at center. Goes off the glove of Grudinin, and this will be a glove pass, and we'll get a stoppage. Power play goal here in the opening period. Sweden up by 1. Time now for Let's Get Hungry, brought to you by Skip the Dishes. And let's take a look at some of the notable 17-year-old Russian players here at the World Junior Championship. We talked about Michkov. He's in pretty good company.
Yeah, I would say that you're looking at all Hall of Famers. I know McGillney isn't there yet, but he should be in my view.
He's got a goal record to chase down first. Sweden back in on the attack. Lug waiting for it as he crept in from the line, but the pass was intercepted by Passion. Lead pass up the middle. Backhand try, and Volstad makes the save, and he will hang on to it for a faceoff.
Well, we're talking about the efficiency of the Swedes in terms of puck play. Well, this is good, efficient exit from your zone and in on the attack. And Dennis, it still amazes me. I've watched the Tutinov for a few years now. I'm still shocked that he isn't drafted because he's got skill, he can score, he's got real ability.
Boy, it looked like there was some room there for Tutinov. And then Volstad got that arm back in time.
He did, and then he sneaked a little peek over that shoulder.
Although in that spot, you should be able to feel it, but you're never 100% sure with the equipment that they wear now. Edmondson, nice little spin pass. Bouncing puck up through the middle as Ekmark tried to feed that ahead. Grans will chase this back into his own zone, and Grans will get bumped in the corner boards of Ledyev. Now played all the way back into the Russian zone. Off the boards, Novikov. His pass was intercepted. Eklund right back in. Novikov chasing him down. Olofsson trying to handle it in the corner. But Russia up with it. Banked off the boards. Kuznetsov plays it into the Swedish zone. Knocked away from him. Andrea gets some help down low from Alexander Holtz. Holtz will lift a backhander cross ice. It stays in the park. And Russia will control it. Under 6 to go here in period number 1. Kirill Kirsanov chased back in by Eklund. He'll dish it off. Michkov with a little delay. Kuznetsov gets to center and sends a backhander deep. Volstad will play it. Andrea for Sweden will send it for Olsson. Back for Andre Andrea. Philadelphia pick. Up for Thorgensen. He'll deflect it in. Race towards the front of the Russian net, but Igor Savakov got there first. Michkov drops it back, slap shot from the high slot. That failed to get through. A one-timer attempt there by Tankov. Turned over in front of the net, and Tankov with another opportunity. Chibrikov trying to get the handle on that loose puck. That backhander went off his stick and wide. Louvre puts on the brakes and settles things down here for Sweden. Rudinen tried to flip it out of his own zone. Stakestad knocked it down. Kept it at the line by Steinman. Cross ice pass. And a shot by Grands, and that was stopped.
Great save by Askarov now. Trying to go short side again was Helge Grands, but Askarov makes a really strong push to the position and a great stop.
Oeke Stakestad just let a long wrister go. That seemed to give Askarov some trouble. Steinman at the line at center, and that got turned over, glove pass, and now things get a little heated between the two benches. They'll sort it out. Stay with us.
We're talking about Askarov and a couple of short side posts and a goal, but this is a really good save up on that left shoulder. Helge Grands says, hey, we scored there, we hit a post, I'm gonna try it again.
Third World Junior Championship for Yaroslav Askarov, the first-round pick of the Nashville Predators. Was in Ostrava and in the bubble in Edmonton last year with no fans, 50% attendance at this year's World Championship. Perhaps that'll change before the gold medal gets presented in January. Perhaps it won't.
Well, you talked about Askarov too. I mean, when you're 17 years old in the tournament, there's a lot more forgiveness.
Edmondson from the line, the shot never got through Titov. Shot left pad save made by Askarov. Another shot that went wide. And now cleared back at Niebeck. We'll track this down. Niebeck looking for Edmondson. Ends up on Edmondson's stick as it comes off the stick of Mohamedulin. Askarov will play it. Eklund trying to track it down. Eklund gets pressured by Michkov. Comes back at the line. Edmondson towards the front of the net. Got blocked. Kuzmadinov will start back for Russia. Cross ice pass comes off the sideboards. Kuzmadinov trying to make a play. Cool, calm, and collected. Edmondson is on it.
Yeah, that's a great word for him. Cool, calm, and collected, and he is.
6'4", just under 200.
He's so good at sizing up his options and then making a play. He just never seems to be under any type of duress.
Demidov plays it back into his own end, heads to the bench on the change. Chibrikov will take a bump and get it in. Nystrom. Joel Nystrom gets tied up in the corner after a loose puck on the forecheck with Svechkov. And Niederbach will come up with it. Number 5 in faceoffs at the World Junior Championship last year was Theodor Niederbach. This will get sent in. And Nystrom will play it up the boards. Niederbach trying to track it down, couldn't. Shoveled into the middle of the ice, but beyond the reach of Fedor Svechkov. And this will get cleared back into the Swedish zone, and Olsen will play it cross ice and then get it back. This will get pumped in. And Sweden will now complete the line change. Mohamedulin got going, lost the puck. Smirnov for Russia plays a pass up the middle. Passion will deflect it cross ice. And offside called on the near side as Guslistov got in ahead of the play. 1-0 here in Red Deer, Sweden with the lead. Last 5 appearances, 4th place finish in Edmonton last year, a silver in the Czech Republic, and as we mentioned, Russia has never gone back-to-back without a medal at the World Junior Championship. Got off to a good start last year with a 5-3 win over the United States, and then lost to Czechia by a score of 2-0. They went on a bit of a run. Askarov down. Stekestad trying to center it. Stekestad looking for steam, and it comes off the stick. And Kieran is back into the final minute here of period number 1. And a power play goal from Olsson, Oscar Olsson, as Sweden in front 1-0 in Ria. The long pass up the middle, getting squeezed out at center with Zion Nibak.
I think Sergei Zubov really telling his players between periods, we better stop passing the puck to the middle of the ice in our own zone.
Some things never change with Sweden. Nibak will play this back in deep. Smirnov is on it for Russia. Banks it out at center. And now Smirnov follows up. Tried to dump that into the middle of the ice. Sharp angle chance there comes from the left side from Yurov. Back to the blue line, to the front of the net. Scramble for a loose puck. Yurov couldn't find it. And now a little more rough stuff. And Simon Edmondson is in the middle of it.
Now Wallstedt in the corner. Yeah, it's competitive, Dennis. It's only the first period, but these players have played against each other lots growing up, so they know each other very well. What's that about familiarity breeds contempt? We're seeing that.
It's game 1, but it's head-to-head against 2 of the top teams here in Group B, and those head-to-head meetings mean so much. Sweden with a power play marker has a 1-0 lead here on TSN.
The first intermission is brought to you by Verbo. Download the Verbo app and get your team together today.
For more than 80 years, Esso has supported Canadian hockey with programs like the Esso Medals of Achievement, Esso Fun Days, and the Esso Cup through our long-standing partnership with Canada's national teams. Esso, proud premier partner of Hockey Canada.
It is a busy day on TSN. Not only do we have the World Juniors, but Week 16 in the NFL continues tonight. NFC East showdown between Washington and the Dallas Cowboys. It all gets underway at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, CTV2 and TSN. Welcome back to the Centrium. 1 period in the books here. Laura and Dave with you. So 1-0 Sweden getting out to the lead there in that first period. Coming on the power play. And what did you think about this goal, Dave?
Well, little things of goals that may not show up on the score sheet. And you really look at the score sheet and you determine, wow, who got the points, who did what. But to start the play, you have to have the puck. And it's a face-off that's not won perfectly clean. This is where wingers are a huge help when your team. And William Eklund on the draw doesn't win the draw perfectly clean, but it's Theodor Niederbach, the Detroit Red Wings prospect, steps in, gets the puck back to the point. Now both, neither Niederbach or Eklund are going to get an assist on this play, but without the two of those players and then the screen by Eklund, doesn't get a point, but because of the screen, the shot by Hal Granz goes in. But it's the little things that you do in a game that may not show up in a score sheet that really can prove to be the difference in a game. And right now, it's the difference so far in this game as the play by Niederbach winning that draw, even though he's not the centerman, getting it back to the point, creating that goal, but 10 seconds into the power play is the difference in the game.
What we've really noticed about Sweden is everything's kind of been clicking. Everything's been working out so well for them, which is pretty much the exact opposite of last year's World Juniors. The team was hit so hard by COVID. Players weren't able to come. Players testing positive once they entered the bubble. Why are things going so well so far?
They are playing, and Craig talked about it during the broadcast. He was talking about how well this team is in sync. They're moving the puck extremely well. It's as though they've been playing together for months, not just a week and some practices. This team just seems to know. How about this spin around blind pass to the point, and then watch the puck support as Sweden gets close to the puck. 3 guys close to the puck, constantly moving. And it's very difficult to defend. You're not sure, are they going to pass? Are they going to shoot? And it's just knowing where your teammate is, understanding the level of play you want to play at. That was a fantastic saucer pass that we see. And just the small things that Sweden are able to do, find the seams for cross-ice passes, getting out of their zone, finding the man in the middle, stretching the puck out, coming out of their zone. We haven't seen it so far from Russia in the first period, but Sweden looked as though they've been playing together for a month. I was very impressed with the Swedes. 7
returning players from last year's World Juniors on this Sweden team, also able to take advantage of some sloppy play from the Russians there in that first period. Well, the first game of the 2020 World Juniors is in the books. us. When we come back, we'll talk Germany, Finland, and we've got the highlights next here on TSN.
You should pay me, don't call me baby when you did me so wrong. We ride it, you won't never change. Count up the bands, sticking up. No rubber band, speaking up. Chain is so heavy, can pick it up. Came with the gang.
Sweden, Russia, the first of two games that we've got here in the Centrium of Red Deer on day number 1 of these World Juniors. United States, the defending gold medalists, will take on Slovakia. That goes later tonight, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. As promised, time for some highlights now. Finland and Germany doing battle in Group A earlier today. 1-0 Finland here in the second, and it's the Oilers' third-round pick, Luka Munzenberger, stepping in, firing at home, and that ties this one up. Germany hanging in there. Third period, Finland, though, back in front, and it's Marcus Schweiger with a great chance, but look at Samuel Helenius there to clear it from the top of the crease. What a great heads-up play, and Helenius, oh, he was doing it at the other end of the ice as well. Helenius, as play continues, hustles back and is rewarded converting on the beautiful feed from Brad Lambert. Helenius has a second goal of the game. The 19-year-old showing off that strong 200-foot game as Finland opens its tournament with a win. So we've got your Group A standings now, and don't forget Canada and Czechia set to face off a little bit later here on TSN, and we'll talk more about that game in our second intermission. So Dave, I mentioned Brad Lambert in those highlights, not scoring goals, but being the facilitator, and this is his second World Juniors. He was named the player of the game in the opener against Germany. What makes him a prospect to watch? Because I feel like that's a name we've been hearing for quite a few years now.
It is. He's got a late birthday. He just turned 18, December 19th. He's a 2003 birth date, so that makes him as a late birthday eligible for this upcoming draft. And he is expected to go in the first round. An outstanding player, and Lambert is not a name you'd think with Finnish hockey, but his father, Ross Lambert from Kindersley, Saskatchewan, his uncle, Lane Lambert, played in the National Hockey League, still coaching, but his father, Ross, played in Europe and then ended up coaching in Finland, and that's where Brad was born in Finland. So he's grown up in Finland. He's grown up with Finnish hockey, and that's what it's all about at this tournament. Yes, you get guys from all over the world. Parents are, Canadian parents, but you're born in Finland. So for Brad Lambert, a fantastic start. 2 primary helpers in game 1. He will be a first-round pick. He does all the little things well. We talked about him a lot in last year's tournament, and we're seeing it again early against Germany in game 1.
Finland winning bronze inside the Edmonton bubble last year, knocking off the team we're watching right now. That would be Russia. Russia and Sweden, the second period, getting set to get underway here in the Centrium at Red Deer, and it's Sweden up a goal thanks to that power play marker from Oscar Olsson.
The first intermission was brought to you by Verbo. Download the Verbo app and get your team together today.
Our first intermission scoring summary is brought to you by Verbo. Just 1 goal on the board. Olsson coming on the power play in the early goings of the period. Shot 6-4 advantage Sweden, although it felt like there were a lot more shots in that period. It was entertaining, and we're hoping for the same here in the second. So without further ado, let's get it back to Dennis and Craig, who have the call here in Red Deer.
Laura, key part of those stats, face-off, Sweden dominated in that category. And speaking of Sweden, you saw him in Texas this summer. He's up to the big group now. Simon Edmundson, what have you seen in him in this opening period?
How about calm, cool, collected? I'm stealing your words, Dennis. That's how you described it. I mean, he's just got an ability to know and understand what his options are. And he doesn't panic. Roll a quick turn, now the puck comes out on the backhand, and now you're out of your zone. Watch him do the similar thing here on the forehand. Just a little turn, oh, he knows where the outlet is, and out you go. I mean, when you try to forecheck players like Simon Edmundson, those types of defensemen, it can be incredibly frustrating because you think you have them in a spot where they're trapped. They're never trapped, Dennis. And, we've been talking about Sergei Zubov, the Hall of Famer, and Simon Edmundson, who's drafted by the Red Wings, and we can't talk about the Red Wings without talking about the great Nicholas Lidstrom, right? But, I mean, you look at a blue line of Simon Edmundson and Moritz Seider. I mean, I can tell you what, Steve Yzerman should have one big smile from ear to ear thinking about those two guys patrolling the blue line for a long time.
So the second period about to get going. William Eklund won 4 of 5 faceoffs in that opening period. Daniel Ljungman for Sweden won 4 of the 4 that he took, and thus the very favorable faceoff percentages in favor of Team Sweden after that opening 20 minutes play. Second period underway. Muhammadulin will play this back into his own end. Kuznetsov gets it to center. Michkov will deflect it in. Kuznetsov going in after it, plays it around Demidov. Smirnov at the line, back for Demidov. It got away from him, gets it back. Michkov will take the pass from Kuznetsov to the line. It comes Muhammadulin cross ice, and Smirnov. And that stick shatters. I wonder if the dry air got to those sticks, because the Russian team snapped about 5 of them in the warm-up coming into this game. Smirnov on the attempted one-timer there. And 2 pieces in his hand.
If they were wood, I might buy it,
Yeah,
but
true.
these are all composite.
Yeah.
It's supposed to withstand the dry air.
Edmondson protects the puck, gets the pass up the middle, and you can hear the bench yelling for Olofsson to get his head up. Tankov, he'll get rubbed out, and Eklund will start back for Sweden. Edmondson, long lead pass. Olofsson puts on the brakes, turns to try and find a little bit of space. The checking of Kirsanov. Aaron pass ends up at the line, and Drea gets it to the front of the net, bouncing puck. Off a skate, dangerously to the front of the Russian net. This gets played. Albert Huerholm will try to get that back to the front of the net, but Russia, looking for a line change, will just clear. Bouncing puck up at center ice. Ljungman will play this in. Albert Huerberg is after it. It comes off the backboards to the side of the net, and Askarov will hang on.
Well, Sweden is coming into this tournament as a favorite in a number of the tournaments. 2018, great gold medal game. Tyler Steenbergen with the winning goal late to upset their chances again. They're always in the hunt. They always, in the last 10, 12 years, they've been in that hunt. And this year feels a little different. Not that they're not in the hunt, but they're not like this favorite that, like, hey, you know, gold or bust. And sometimes I wonder if it just kind of becomes just kind of settling for the players. They don't have to answer the questions about the undefeated streak or not winning a gold medal.
And you're right, that was the story coming into so many of the tournaments, was the streak that they had going in the round robin until in Game 3 last year they lost in overtime to Russia. Even in that game, they tied it up late to force the extra time, and then Russia with the power play marker in overtime to end that streak at 54. Askarov will dish it off. Smirnov banks it off the boards. Out to center and no further. And the Philadelphia draft pick, Andrea. Lets the long wrist shot go. That goes wide. Sweden starting a change. Gets batted off the boards out to center. Nyström gets bumped off the puck. Kuznetsov trying to work it back into the Swedish zone. Gets some help from Demidov. And Demidov will play it back, and Smirnov will bank it to the Swedish line. No further. Andrea, he'll roll this back into the Russian zone, and it will have enough to get across the icing line.
Well, this was last year, and here it is in overtime, and Kuznetsov right in front of the net, and Wallstedt looks skyward. But, you know, so much has been made about the Swedes not winning the gold, but for years they came in and gave themselves every chance to compete for the gold, and it's different players every year.
Well, maybe it's an omen. Their last gold was here in Alberta. Chance on the short side. Demidov And Volstad got the blocker in front of that. Niebeck will skate this out, chips it in, and he'll chase this into the Russian zone. Who's Nadinov in the foot race with him. Niebeck wins it, but then Niebeck's pass back to the line. Demidov picks it off, and then his pass is picked off. Just stepping up to break it up was Edvinsson. He'll control it, takes a look, puts a backhander through traffic. Edvinsson with a shot, another save, and not a good one there by Askarov. What a shift here for Edvinsson. And Grand's back with icing called here against Russia.
Okay, get used to saying that. What a shift here by Edvinsson. Get used to it. This is an unbelievable play. I mean, steps in, calm again, turns, and then watch this backhand pass. Right on the tape, and then he gets himself coming right back open again, and Askarov has to make an outstanding save.
Boy, Red Wings have to like what they're seeing here in the early going of this 2022 World Junior Championship from him. Alexander Holt tried to rip that one right off the faceoff, but it got away from him. Demidov goes cross ice. Michkov banks it off the boards. Michkov goes in, and he's looking for the far side, and that just goes wide of Jesper Volstad. Ponomarev was open on the near side, but there wasn't a passing lane to get that puck through. In across for Holtz, tried to feed that back in front of the net for Eklund. Olsson chasing it on the far side, jammed to the blue line, but not out. And right back in, Gudinin for Passion. Passion got pressured at the line by Olsson. Savikov will follow in. Ponomarev had a chance down low and had the puck get away from him. Passion on it again. Passion to the short side. Volstad a couple of saves. Andrea stripped to the puck by Passion. He'll play it back at the line. Gudinin near side takes it. Takes it off the sideboard, spins it back in behind the net. Trying to trap it back there was Tyutnev, but it's cleared, and Askarov will have to play this. And he'll play it there for Gudinin. Long pass up the middle. Tankov hits the line. He can rip it. And he puts that one into the left shin pad of Olsson. Tankov on it again. Tankov, leave it for Chibrikov. Chibrikov trying to spin away from some traffic, puts it to the side of the net. Stakastad's pass ended up nowhere. Chibrikov back in, little chip play from a sharp angle. Chibrikov, the Winnipeg pick, has it again. And now Sweden content to play it around the boards and out the center, Mohamedulin. Back up, and this will get played in. Zolodyev sends it cross ice deep into the Swedish zone. And now back around the boards, and Novikov will go back forward. And that was not touched on the far side, and an icing call coming against Russia.
Matvei Michkov's always thinking about scoring. He tries to get his hands around the puck quickly, always trying to put the goaltender back on their heels, and thinking offense, thinking scoring, how to open up a goaltender. Got the hands and the mind to be able to take full advantage of any opportunity that comes his way.
Has spent some time in the KHL with SKA, St. Petersburg, and that's another side story that we'll get to before this tournament is out, that long-term contract that he has signed and what that might do come the draft. Played back into the corner. Torgerson trying to tie his man up. Nystrom in there as well. Niederbach had to get away from him. In from the line, Novikov. 6'3" and just under 200 pounds for Novikov. Michkov has it. Michkov trying to drag it around Torgerson. Michkov dishes it to the far corner. This will get Listov free. And now Nystrom is up with it, and Nystrom trying to clear the disco clean out. If it did, it will be a delay of game penalty. And it is power play Russia when we come back.
Joel Nystrom, who takes the puck, and there it is, puck over glass. Still a #1 hit on TSN. Lester McLean, the person who wrote that song. That's my Christmas shout out to Lester. Just a brilliant musician, wonderful person.
Some things just lend themselves to the song.
Team Sweden penalty number 26.
Mohamedoulan cross ice, the one-timer, and a good save there as Michkov unloaded and Volstad makes the save.
So I talked earlier on the goal by Sweden, how quickly Holtz snapped that puck over to Olsen. Well, this puck takes a lot of distance and it doesn't get over there fast enough. And as Michkov is drifting a little bit, that's an easy save for Volstad.
Talk about new players every year in this championship and how cyclical it is. Sweden's penalty kill in Ostrava was #1 in the tournament. Last year it dipped to #9. Back in Ostrava and Trinich, David Gustafsson was so good in the faceoffs that they started with the puck so often. So now up with the Winnipeg Jets, banged up right before the Christmas break. Volstad mishandled, in comes Edvinsson, scores! Simon Edvinsson, shorthanded. And a 2-0 lead for Sweden.
Well, I know one thing. When Simon Edvinsson had the open ice, nobody was catching him. And we saw earlier in the game with Eklund that the puck squirted through Askarov's legs. Well, this one went through the legs and over the goal line. And the pressure, the presence of mind, and the finish. And a great acknowledgement at the end of this goal coming right up to the Swedish fans. There it is. Great contingent of Swedish fans here. A terrific play. Power play shorthanded.
Russia's power play in last year's tournament ran at 26.6%. And right now -1 here in the first opportunity at this World Championship. Juknev will play this around the boards. And Forsjäll will clear it around, but play does get whistled out. Face-off will stay in the Swedish zone as the net comes off the peg.
And Edvinsson, he's assertive. Right? He makes the play defensively, but he doesn't just stop there. He continues on. And then because he's such an outstanding skater, he's going to recognize that if he can't get there, here's the pressure, and there's no stopping there. He's not thinking, oh, I better get back and play defense. I'm going to score one, and it's exactly what he does.
Number 6 overall in the 2021 draft. Plays in Frölunda. And has Sweden in front 2-0 here in game 1 of Group B.
Well, we spent some time talking about defense here, and Dave Reed, who won a couple Stanley Cups playing with some pretty good defensemen. One of them was named Bork. Zubov was another one, and he played against Lidstrom. And let's get Dave to talk about how hard it was to play against those defensemen, because they were able to make an impact in so many ways.
Short-headed goal for Team
Power play
Sweden.
continues now
By number 7,
for Russia. Another face-off win for Sweden. They have dominated the face-offs so far in this game this afternoon.
Simon Edvinsson.
Dennis Bayak, Craig Button, Laura Dyken, Dave Reed, the rest of our TSN crew here in Red Deer for the 2022 World Junior Hockey Championship. This gets spun around the boards, and Alexander Pashin will chase back into his own end.
You know what good defensemen do? You know how fast the game is. And
Pashin busting in, sharp angle, backhander ran out of room. Chibasov to the short side high, and Volstad makes the save. Puck cleared to the corner boards. Juknev had to get away from him. Juknev giving chase, and Torgerson will send it all the way down the ice.
just finishing that thought, you know how fast the game is, and defensemen like Edvinsson, it seems the game's in slow motion for them. It's just so settled, and we know that the game isn't is fast, and yet they never seem to be in any type of a rush.
At equal strength.
One shot on that power play for Russia. So Sweden comes out of it with a short-handed tally. Lou will carry it in. Plays this back around the boards. Eastern waiting for it at the line. Never did get to him. Some contact at the line. As Zolgiev got bumped on the near side wall. Rudinin in from the line. Spins a backhander back in behind the net. Dmitry Zolgiev. Pinned to the corner boards. He'll get a little bit of help there from Urov. Comes back at the line. Svechkov for Grudinin. Grudinin plays it into the corner. Comes back for Grudinin. And through some traffic, not sure that got the Volstad or not. But out of the pile, and Drea comes up with it, and he'll bounce this in on Askarov. Like a good shortstop, he'll glove it and drop it. Well, I guess you don't have very many southpaw shortstops. Although I played with one in fastball.
Did you?
Yep. He was really good, too. And Volstad's going to hang on to that. And again, a little bit more of the rough stuff. 2-0 Sweden here in the second. Russia down a couple, and Russia will host next year in Novosibirsk and Omsk, and we look forward to that. You been to either of those places?
I've been to Novosibirsk. I was there in May, though. I wasn't there in December, January. I think it's a little bit different temperature between those months.
Not sure what you mean. We were in Ufa back when I was at 13. And it's chilly here in Red Deer and Edmonton as well. We've had some cold World Junior Championships, the one way back in Saskatoon. Mohamedulin carries in, quick wrist shot, and a good save by Jesper Volstad, and he'll hang on to it.
And Volstad just steady there. Like, you know, you look at the feet, right? He's not busy in his feet. He's in good positioning, and Mohamedulin, trying to test him there, but tidy in front of the net, cleans it right up. And
New Jersey first-round pick Mohamedulin, and Volstad with the solid stop. And Volstad expected to carry the bulk of the load here at this World Championship for Sweden. There's going to be another icing call here.
And when you talk about a team that, you know, power play, they get a goal, they get a real nice short-handed goal by Edmondson. But when you have a goaltender like Volstad, like, you know, you can settle in. You know you can play in a low-scoring game, a tight game, because he's not one that's going to, you know, give one up that's going to get you chasing a game. He's just so steady, consistent, solid.
So good at the U18 that was played in Sweden when they captured gold in home soil. Around the boards it comes, and jammed out through center, and Tankov, pressure coming, just sends it all the way down the ice.
It's Chevrolet Good Deeds Cup season, and we want to see your
Help us make the game we love more inclusive. Submit your game-changing good deeds today at ChevroletGoodDeedsCup.ca.
Canada, Czech Republic yet to go in Edmonton. Later today, United States, the defending gold medalist against Slovakia, our second game here. Russia will have it back in action tomorrow. Russia will play Switzerland tomorrow, as Switzerland will make its debut a day later than everyone else. Chance in front, Niederbach with the save, and Rosine with the rebound. And Askarov with a couple of chances against him there. Edmondson on for Grants, and back for Edmondson. Niederbach hits the line. Niederbach, fake one way, swings it the other. Rosine, and a right pad save made by Askarov. Tutnev carries it across the line. Tutnev to the front of the net. Ponomarev trying to get a stick on that for a deflection. His stick was all tied up. And Helge Grans will play this on for Edmondson. Edmondson didn't like what he sees, tight turns, and now sees 3 red jerseys coming at him, so just unloads. Turkiev back in, Rister, that's off the glass. Eklund is on it, and Eklund gets taken down in his own end of the ice, and a power play coming for Sweden.
Offensive zone penalty when you're down 2 goals. That's a tough one. For anybody to stomach. You know, you get the stick in on the hands there, you're in trouble. You start that. I think Askarov has been real solid here. He's been challenged in a couple of different ways. You know, Edmondson, before he scored, had that great opportunity in the offensive zone, but he's really reading the play and getting out and keeping that solid positioning. We're going to need him here.
Second power play of the game for Sweden. Holtz. Bang pass off the boards. It did get the Grans at the line. He'll get it back to Holtz. Askarov makes the save. Holtz can rip it.
And Holtz looking for an opening. I mean, Holtz knows Askarov. Askarov knows Holtz exceptionally well. Holtz is just trying to look in here to see if he can find an opening, but there's Askarov. Really good, steady, cleans it up in front of him, no rebound. That's what you want to see.
Another face-off win for Sweden. Grans for Holtz, cross ice. Olsson back for Grans, lets the slap shot go wide. Holtz tracks it down off the far side wall. Holtz backdoor play, and that just did get deflected away. Mohamedulin got a piece of it. Olsson will play it back down low. Novikov pressures to the corner, and the cross ice pass deflected.
Dennis, you talked about Mohamedulin and Novikov. That's a lot of length there. So trying to make those plays across the ice against those defensemen is very difficult.
Olsson will play it back into his own end. Eklund looking for some room. Plays it up the middle. And jumping up, Kirill Kirsanov jumps up and breaks the play up at center. It's cleared back in behind the net. Taken by Grans, on for Holtz. He'll play it quickly cross ice. Olsson dishes it out. Back up top for Holtz, and second time in this game that he's fanned on an attempted wrist shot. And now another penalty coming up to Russia, as Kuznetsov will go to the box on the trip, and it'll be a 5-on-3 for 43 seconds.
Hey, again, getting the stick in. Getting the stick inside the legs there. Trouble all the way through in 43 seconds with a 2-man advantage for Sweden. We talked about how Mohamedulin and Novikov with that length, while one less player opens up more space for Sweden.
And Mohamedulin out there now. Kuznetsov will take the face-off. Smirnov, the other defender out there for Russia. 43 seconds on the 5-on-3 for Sweden. Stakastad plays it back for Grans. He'll get it back down to the goal line. Stakastad will control. Back for Grans. Grans goes cross ice. And Grans scores! Emil Andrea had some time, took a look. And a twisted wrister past Askarov, and it's 3-0.
2 stick penalties, one in the offensive zone, then by the captain, and Grans and Andrea just do a little switch here, and there's enough opportunity here. You can see Askarov trying to find the puck. Looks like he collapses there. I'd like to see the goaltender, you know, fight to get to that position. He's a big goaltender. He even try to look over it, find the puck, don't get into a collapsed position, because as he collapsed, the net opened up. And Andrea, super captain.
Okay, Stakastad right in the eyes of Askarov. So a penalty kill that was so good last year for Russia, struggling right now here in the early going.
But that's as a goaltender though, Dennis. You can't just get into a collapsed state. you got to really fight. You can see what's there, and he doesn't fight enough with his eyes, and he collapses, and there's the opening there. And I do believe that's developmental. This isn't something that I...
Volstad the save, and the puck was loose for a split second, so a shorthanded try for Russia, and Volstad's going to hang on to it as Demidov had the opportunity.
And just quickly back to Askarov, like, you know, give yourself a chance. I know you're being screened. I know there's a distraction there, but give yourself the chance. You know, that's part of development.
Granz and Eklund, the assists on the power play goal. Russia's penalty kill last year, they killed 18 of 20 for 90%, and is #1 in the World Junior Championship. But they've allowed 2 power play goals in this game. It's still shorthanded here. Bounces off the boards. Kirill Kirsanov pressured up the line. Rosine drops it back, and Drea with another shot kicked away by Askarov. And Stakastad was there for a loose puck, but then it cleared away from him. Sharp angle try. Stakastad bangs away at it. And Drea with the shot. Traffic in front is down in the crease area was Youngman. Rosine pulls it off the wall, off the skate. Held in at the line by Andrea. Back for Rosine. And Rosine looking glove side, ripped it wide. Nystrom. Back up top. Andrea. Rosine. And that's into the skates of the Russian defender. Blocking that was Kirsanov. Kirsanov on it again. Kirill Kirsanov spins and fires it down the ice. And that should do it. Maybe time for one more rush. Granz will settle it down. Standing in the penalty box and now making his way out is Milan Kostadinov. Svechkov for Russia, trying to find a little bit of space into the final 4 minutes of period #2. So Russia back at it tomorrow against Switzerland. And Sweden back at it tomorrow against Slovakia. Slovakia will take on the United States. The power rankings coming into this tournament had the United States as the favorite. Try and defend. Scramble around Wallstead. Scores! This one may have been put into his own net by Edvinsson. Trying to clear it, and we have an injured Russian player in the corner.
The injured Russian player looks like it's Nikita Chibrikov, but it's a good play by Fedor Svechkov because he pulls the puck from the goal line into the net area, into the crease area. Here's the play as it's developing. Play goes there, and there you can see the stick by Granz catches Chibrikov. There's the stick right here that comes around on Chibrikov, but there's Svechkov, who pulls the puck back he into that net area, and he gets the fortuitous bounce off of Edvinsson's leg. But the officials are talking about this, trying to see if they saw anything.
Fedor Svechkov, a Nashville pick. And Chibrikov getting some attention at the bench. And I think they are going to call so Svechkov gets the goal. Chibrikov and Tankov will pick up the assists as Volstad can't handle it cleanly, and then it goes off Edvinsson right there.
High stick at the lower part of your screen by Granz on Chibrikov. Sergei Zubov, too, really astute there. After that penalty kill, he made sure that he got Svechkov and Chibrikov right out there following the penalty kill. Trying to get a chance with some offensive energy. Pays off with a goal.
Volstad down on the short side. as Zinchenko tried to jam that one in, but it's cleared up at center and in. Race for it on the far side. They're home, trying to carry that one through. Back to the blue line, Lou. Plays it around the boards, Andrea. Drops it back at the line, and the linesman will say that this does come out. And brought back in offside is called. 3-1 as Russia gets on the board. Canada's quest for gold at the 2022 World Junior Championship continues next as Canada will take on Czechia, and that will be coming live from Edmonton. Gord Miller, Ray Ferraro will have the call only here on TSN. Future hockey lives here. Along the boards down in front of the Swedish bench. Sweden with a 3-1 lead. Passion for Tutnev. Tutnev had to get away from him. Back up through center and pressured there through the middle of the ice. Ponomaria down for Smirnov. Smirnov will take it in behind his own net, try and skate his way out of trouble. Puts it up the boards. Edmondson breaks it up. And then back into the Swedish zone where Helge Grans will play it. Rosine plays it back into his own end. Edmondson. And Edmondson will get pressured there by Ponomaria. Long pass. Holtz gets to the line. Holtz, or rather Niederbacher on that far side. And now carried in. Michkov drops it back. Slap shot by Demidev, and that went wide. High slot area that deflected in front and just missed. And now banks off the boards and out to center ice it goes.
And Wallstedt have to be sharp there, because if he's not sharp with his body, Mishkov's trying to maybe perhaps get a bank off of him there.
Kursanov gets chased back into his own end. Nice outlet pass by Kursanov. Lead pass, some room up the middle. Kuznetsov trying to bust his way through. And cleared back around the boards, and this will go for an icing call as Vladimir Grudinin made sure that got across the icing line before he got it.
There's Loof there, just making a real good play along with Edmondson. You think you have all that space in front of you and you can see all that real estate. Then you have the outstanding skating Edmondson just shutting you right down. And the other thing about Edmondson, Dennis, it looks like he could play 45 minutes in a game, too. There's an efficiency that's incredible.
And there may be games in this tournament where he may
1 minute left in the second period.
Into the final minute here of period number 2. A 1-goal lead for Sweden after 1. They've jumped out to a 3-0 lead before Russia got back on the board. Svechkov from Jabrikov and Tankov. And now Edmondson may have caught an errant stick. Svechkov will drop it back. Yurov goes cross ice and then jumps into the box on the line change. Jabrikov, who was shaken up, goes to the near post, looking for a little bit of a deflection. Cleared back out at center, and Tankov winds it right back into the Swedish zone, dumps it off for Svechkov. Svechkov back for Tankov. Tankov looking backdoor. Smirnov jumped in from the line. Kuznetsov gets it back to Jabrikov on the wraparound try. Kuznetsov on it again. Back to the line it comes, and the second period comes to an end.
Well, that goal by Russia seemed to put some wind into their sails, and they had some opportunities right in the prime scoring areas. And Jesper Wallstedt, he's going to be called upon to hold the fort, so to speak. But on to the third period we go.
Couple power play goals in the game for Sweden. And with 40 minutes gone, there was the shorthanded marker. And a 3-1 lead for Sweden.
The second intermission is brought to you by Canadian Tire, proud partner of Hockey Canada.
A bit of teamwork, a bit of determination, and a bit of confidence go a long way. Timbits Hockey is proud to support 100,000 kids across Canada each year, giving them a little bit of extra help and a whole lot of fun.
The CHL returns to TSN on January the 14th. Watch as the future of hockey battle for the opportunity to become the next generation of superstars. Welcome to the CHL on TSN, where every shift counts. And welcome back here inside the Centrium in Red Deer. Laura and Dave with you. Sweden holding on to that 3-1 lead after 2 periods of play. And Dave, Sweden's special teams have been special so far, and it was actually a player that you highlighted in our pregame that got the scoring started in that period.
Simon Edvinsson, the Detroit Red Wing draft pick, this guy is going to be a tremendous player in the National Hockey League. When you're shorthanded and you've got a defenseman who's about 6'6", or actually 6'4", but he's got a reach like he's about 6'9". He just flies up the right side of the ice. 2 Russian players missed this puck, and Edvinsson's a defenseman. He plays like a small forward in this situation, where he gets his feet moving, pokes the puck out, and goes down the breakaway and slides in 5-hole. Look at the patience. He sees the 5-hole, and he puts enough on it that Askarov can't get enough of it. But, you know, this is something that maybe Sweden was talking about. Hey, guys, this is earlier with William Eklund goes 5-hole, doesn't quite make it in, but someone's like, hey, guys, maybe we need to look 5-hole if we get an opportunity, a 1-on-0 against Askarov. Just getting close and look for the 5-hole because it is there. He takes a lot of space down low. And Edvinsson scored a beautiful goal on the breakaway.
Askarov always hit and miss, especially on the big stage. So 2 periods down for the Russians. Speaking of Russians, Matvei Michkov, not very often do we see a double underager at the World Juniors for Russia, and you know that he's got to be someone very special to make the roster. What have you thought of his game so far?
Well, I like it. I like it at times he's getting involved, and I like it at times because he doesn't get involved. He kind of waits to see the play. But this is a power play or opportunity. They had a great shot on. He gets a puck on this situation in tight. He gets the draw in and he's yelling for the puck. He wants it, he gets it, he pulls it in, finds his teammate in close. He made a bunch of these plays, some connected, some didn't. This is a great awareness play. Much like Edvinsson earlier, this is kind of that smaller forward play. A little poke off the boards, use your speed and quickness and jump around, and he gets in the play. This is a typical Michkov. Gets the puck, slides it between the legs, just doesn't quite connect on the play, but I love the way he controls the play, uses his body to keep the play going, keeps the play alive. I thought he's been absolutely dominant when he's on the ice, and it's interesting, being draft eligible in 2 years, not this coming year, that his teammates are looking for him on the ice at such a young age. He's been impressive in 2 periods.
17 years old, breaking all kinds of Alex Ovechkin's records, so you know that this is a player to watch in the years to come. Well, speaking of which, it is time now for us to go to our Pond to Podium teachable moment of the game. It is brought to you by Canadian Tire.
Well, we're going to look at Michkov again. The key to the play is the finding open ice. For young players, find open ice. Michkov's on the point on the power play. The forward for Sweden killing the penalty comes up. Michkov skates around that, finds that seam play, that opening on the ice to get the one-timer and get a shot off a face-off win. So many young players will stand and think, I'm open, I'm open. If you don't move your feet, you're not going to be open. Michkov moved his feet, found the seam being a left shot on the one-time right side, and was able to create a great scoring opportunity on the power play. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to score on the goal.
No, because the special teams have been all about Sweden so far. Power play goal, shorthanded goal, 5-on-3 power play goal. The Russians do get on the board there late in the period to make this one 3-1. We're now less than an hour away from Canada's first game of these World Juniors. More on that next.
Character, integrity, respect. If we bring good sportsmanship on and off the ice, we can help end bullying.
I sense a theme here. We're taking a look at the last 9 gold medalists at the World Juniors. U.S., Finland, Canada. In fact, the last team not named Finland, U.S., or Canada to win gold, that was Sweden back in 2012. Of course, the United States, the defending champs, and they will play later tonight here in Red Deer against Slovakia. But we want to focus, Dave, on Team Canada getting set to take on Czechia in, just about an hour's time from now. Puck will drop. We only saw Canada in action once with that pre-tournament game, so we're kind of curious to see how all the chemistry works out when you've just got to rely on those practices. But when it came to that pre-tournament game, there was one line in particular that stood out against Russia.
Yeah, and it's led by Mason McTavish, the third overall pick of the Anaheim Ducks. He, I thought, was absolutely dominant at times in the game. He plays with Ken Johnson and Maverick Bourque, but McTavish's skill level and his ability to play a nasty game, and that combination gave him the opportunity to play 9 games in the National Hockey League in Anaheim this year. He has a beautiful saucer pass in the goal. And then how about the hands on this one? This is a big guy who plays with a lot of passion, and he can dominate a game. He can be physically intimidating to opposing players. He dominated at the U18s when Canada won gold. Also, Shane Wright was on that team. And I think he's going to be dominant in this tournament. Remember, Trevor Zegras, his teammate in Anaheim, was the last MVP of this tournament.
Sure was,
and they're
yeah.
talking back and forth about this tournament, so we'll see if Mason McTavish can follow up in his Anaheim Ducks teammates' shoes with an MVP performance.
Just a reminder, Canada taking on the Czechs. Our pregame show gets underway at the bottom of the clock. You can check us out on TSN1 and TSN4 in Edmonton. But one more period to come here in Red Deer between Sweden and Russia.
The second intermission was brought to you by Canadian Tire, proud partner of Hockey Canada.
Our second intermission scoring summary is brought to you by Canadian Tire. We complete the bingo card. We had a shorthanded goal, a power play goal, and an even strength goal as Svechkov getting the Russians on the board there in that second period. Sweden with the 3-1 lead heading into the final 20 minutes of play. So here again, Dennis and Craig with the call.
Laura, you mentioned special teams, and that has been the key. Craig Button, in the early going of this game, you said for Sweden to have success, they were going to have to get something out of their power play.
And they haven't done exactly that, but they got skill on their power play. And the first power play, they win the face-off. You talk about how important it is, but Alexander Holtz, there's a crispness to this pass. Now that gives Olesen some time to pick a spot. That's exactly what he does. And then you get to the 5-on-3, and you've got Andrea and Grants, a little switch here, and then the screen in front of the net. There's a symmetry to their power play, and super captain there with the goal. Quick hands off the screen, but really nicely done. You got to be coordinated on your power play. You got to move things quickly, and you got to time things the right way. Swedes did exactly that on both their power play goals.
Sweden has won 27 of 40 face-offs in this game. That has been part of their success. As we look at Alexander Holtz, who loves to shoot the puck and can shoot the puck. Shot attempts after 2 periods. Russia 36, Sweden 32. And the shots on goal clock shows 17-16 in favor of Russia. Pre-tournament game, Russia fell behind early to Canada.
Change for Team Russia. Now playing in maintenant dans le filet, numéro 29, number 29, Igor Guskov.
Guskov with a big hit on Edmondson.
Goaltending change for Russia. There's a chance in front of the net, and Volstead makes a great save off of Michkov.
Well, Michkov laid a big hit on Edmondson right off the bat here, and then reaching with that stick, and you can't leave that puck in that spot when Matvei Michkov's hanging around, but that's a solid goaltending by Jesper Wallstedt.
There's the 17-year-old Michkov. Igor Gushkov has come into play goal here for Russia in the third period. Volstad makes another glove save and hangs onto it.
Curious goaltending change.
Yes. The one in the pre-tournament game, you kind of looked at it like, okay, give everybody some action. Speaking of action, Demidov just gets his hands up.
And Askarov is on the bench, but certainly not a performance by Askarov that you would sit down and you would think that, like, oh, is he thinking about changing the goaltender? Do they need to make a change perhaps? Because after going down 3-0, they scored. They had some good chances. get it that, hey, let's try to swing something into our favor, but it seemed they already had swung it into their favor.
So back at it tomorrow. We'll see who does get the start for Russia in their game against Switzerland. And then it's Slovakia after a day off. And they'll close out on the 31st against USA. That'll be the New Year's Eve feature here in Red Deer. And the Finland New Year's Eve feature in Edmonton. Canada will open up the tournament later tonight against Czechia. Back at the blue line, Tankov. Puts it in behind the net, this gets intercepted. Andrea will bank it out to center, and Andrea trying to spring roll scene, and play gets whistled down.
I like the way Russia started off this third period. In the offensive zone, attacking the net. Chabrikov with a quick chance, trying to establish and build what they had going at the end of that second period.
Penalties have hurt them. The one power play goal by Sweden, their second power play tally, came on a 5-on-3. Savikov for Russia is played up the board, kept in at the blue line. Louvre will snap this one off the corner glass. Savikov after it again. It's cleared away from him, and Eklund will try and control. Eklund giving chase. And Grudinin will pick it up and bank it off the glass and out to center ice. And Louvre is back for it. Ends it on for Olofsson. Olofsson plays it back, but that's picked off by Urov. And he'll bank it off the board. Oh, big hit. Louvre comes in, and then Louvre gets buried into the sideboards by Urov. After Louvre took a huge run at Grudinin. So they'll try and sort this one out.
Urov made a beeline on Louvre. As Louvre comes there, I mean, that's just a good, solid body check. It really is. And then Urov, who came all the way from his right wing side. But Louvre comes in there, not moving. To me, there's zero issue with that body check. It's why you're trying to get back in the game, and I mean, I would imagine that Urov would get the extra penalty if there is one to be given out.
2 minutes for holding, Team Sweden, 2 minutes for roughing.
So I'm not quite sure.
Looks like it's going to be evened up, Dennis, if I listening to the official on the ice. Looked like he was, no. We're going to have to kill a penalty.
Well, they'll try and figure it out. Sergei Zubov's looking for an explanation.
Yeah, Urov is going to get the extra penalty. Which is what I thought was going to happen.
So a hold and a rough on Urov, and then a rough on Louvre. So this works out to a power play for Sweden, fourth power play of the afternoon for Sweden. And they have scored a couple of power play goals, and now another penalty coming to Russia. And this will be a lengthy 5-on-3. The earlier one was 43 seconds. This one is going to be a minute and a second longer than that.
It's a slash by Zlodeyev, right down on the stick. Coming back into that spot, takes the stick right out of the hands of Niederbach.
So Sweden to work on the two-man advantage. Second two-man advantage of the game for Sweden as Russia has run itself into some penalty trouble. Okay, Stakastad will play it back at the line. Grans On for Holtz. He'll skate it into the slot area, send it back for Grans. Cross it goes.
Team Russia.
This is controlled by Andrea, back for Holtz. Alexander Holtz walks it in, fires it, he ripped that one over top the net. And now this will be grabbed at the side of the net by Gushkov, and we'll get a stoppage in play.
Well, there's some motion here with the Swedish power play. You know, Grans comes off to his offside, and Andrea, but they really, not just the defenseman at the top, but they get Holtz coming up high, and Eklund's a very good player down low, and Olsen can shoot the puck. So trying to look for those openings off the flanks. A lot to think about when you're 5-on-3, killing a penalty.
Russia, of course, ended that round-robin streak that Sweden had going last year of 54 games. Took overtime to do
Russia's
it.
additional minor penalty being served by number 11.
Noel Gunler got the goal late in the third period last year, and it sent the game to overtime, and then it ended on a power play. And Sweden with the two-man advantage here.
Russia penalty to number 23.
Stakestad drops it off the sideboard. Caution comes up top for Grans. Down it goes for Holtz. Back up top for Grans. Back for Holtz. Save made by Gushkov. Has he got enough of that? And it's cleared down the ice.
Good save by Gushkov, because Holtz didn't waste any time getting out off the
Grans on for Hackestad. Sackestad controls, plays it back. Andrea.
Team Russia is playing short-handed.
Sharp angle try, that got turned aside. Grans is going to hold it in. Gets it back for Andrea. He'll get it to the goal line. Back for Holtz, scores! Alexander Holtz takes the feed from Eklund and drives it through, and another power play goal for Sweden.
You're watching Alexander Holtz. So Alexander Holtz doesn't wait for that puck to come to him. He's moving into that lane. And so when the puck comes, he's able to drive it right forward. Just a terrific play by Alexander Holtz. And after being stopped earlier, he's not going to get stopped there. Just a terrific play moving into there. Right between the arm and the body. Third power play goal of the day. Can't give that young man chances like that. Stop him once. He gets into that prime scoring area. It's tough to stop him once, let alone twice.
Third World Junior Championship for him. This ends up in the Swedish bench.
When you think about it, the game, gets settled and sometimes on the margins, but the margins for the Russians has been their lack of discipline. And, Yurov, I didn't see any reason for any type of thought process on a retaliation. Then the stick penalties, the offensive zone penalties, you talk about digging your own grave. The Russians have done a fantastic job of doing that. Now they buried themselves, essentially.
A goal and an assist for Emil Andrea. Svechkov ties it up in between the benches, heads to the bench on the change after he lost his stick. Ljungman is tied up with Novikov, and here comes Edmondson, winds it in. He rips a wrister, a little chin music up on Igor Gushkov. That one over top the net.
That's on net, it's a goal, because Gushkov never saw it.
Russia now back in. Gushkov to the near side, Savakov puts it in behind the net. Olsen on the loose puck and right back up the ice for Sweden. Chips it deep. Rudinin going in after it. Michkov tried to play it up the boards. That got intercepted. But kept in by Nieback, and now up the ice for Michkov. Michkov, nice move around Olsen. Save made, and now Michkov goes sliding into the net, and he may be drawing a cross-checking penalty, but a terrific toe drag by Michkov.
Well, he uses his hands to open up the defenseman, Olsen here, And then he uses his quickness of his feet to get into that scoring area. Pulling him down, but
yellow.
Just a terrific play.
Cross-checking.
Now, when you got the hand quickness, the mind quickness, and the feet quickness, I mean, you can do a lot of things in the game, and you can exploit a lot of opportunities. His ability to open up Anton Olsen, so impressive. And there's Olsen trying to recover with the cross-check from behind, and saw him go into the crease area, knock the net off.
12 goals in Texas this past spring. Earned him MVP honors. 12 goals, 4 assists for 16 points. And has Sergei Zubov called a timeout? No, they're going to review.
They're looking for it's a goal.
Yes. The puck does end up in the net, but I don't think this is going to be a goal. The net had come off the pegs. But they'll take a look at it. Robert Hennessy of Team USA, Kyle Kowalski of Canada.
I don't see a rationale for allowing a goal there.
Now, they can rule, I guess, that it was in the middle of the net, and whether the net was off or not.
But did his arm get the puck? I was looking at Mishkov's arm. If that propelled the puck into the net here with the glove, it kind of pushed it over. I don't think there's any conclusive evidence of that. Might see it a little bit better here.
There's the puck going in across the line.
Well, maybe there is a rationale for allowing the goal to go in, because
shades of Henri Richard against the Chicago Blackhawks.
Well, I'm saying, we sit here, the officials in real time get one opportunity, and I love the fact that they get a chance to review it. I think it's just a great opportunity. We get so many looks at it, and to give them the same opportunity, the experts, because they are the experts, despite lots of people saying no way, but I don't agree with them. I think that they are so outstanding.
You know what? We'll take a second here. It's been difficult on all the officials. We always talk about players who have gone under COVID protocol.
After a video review, the call on the ice is a good goal. Sweden player knocks the Russian player to the net. No. Calls it a good goal.
There you go.
Yeah, he's out.
Matvei Michkov has his first of the championship. So Olsen will come out of the penalty box.
Robert Hennessy with the explanation of the goal.
So Thomas Montan is going to want an explanation. Did a great little set of hands on Michkov as he pulls it around Anton Olsen. Anyway, we talk about NHL players being in COVID protocol. Players travel on charters and NHL referees don't. And there are a number of NHL officials in COVID protocol as well. So we wish everyone speedy recovery.
Yes, we sure do.
So it's a 4-2 game here. And similar to the pre-tournament game, they're going to readjust the time now. The pre-tournament game where they fell behind and kind of made a game of it before falling to Canada. They're trying to make this one into a game. We got Magnuson on the near side along with Michkov.
Michkov's got a little edge to him too. He doesn't let you get a shot in on him. If you're going to get one on him, he'll take two on you. He's got a real competitive fire in him.
Teams are playing at an equal.
So some chippiness to this one. You have Russia, Sweden, USA, three very, very good teams. We expect
goal for Team Russia, scored by number 17, Matvei Michkov.
So you work on their roster, you look at their lineup, and you say, wow, that might be something to this team.
We've seen the Slovaks come to this tournament, Dennis, and you know, they play hard, they play well, they get good goaltending, and you know, but they just don't have enough skill down the lineup. It seems that like they get a power play, and if they don't get a score on their first minute or so, it doesn't really have a chance. There's some really good skill deeper into their lineup this year.
Third spot is open on Pool A. Third spot probably isn't open in Pool B, barring a major upset, because you have these two teams and the United States. But stranger things have happened. So Russia down by 2. Kuznetsov will carry it in, puts it towards the front of the net. Michkov is after it, scores! Finds a way from behind the goal line.
That's Michkov to a T right there. Like, there's not an opportunity that he's not thinking that he can exploit. And yeah, in front of the net, it's a lot better spot, but right here, just a little quick look.
Oh, deflected in front.
But it's just off the stick of Eklund, and then it comes back up over the shoulder and down the back of Wallstedt.
So is this a high stick, perhaps, by...
No, I think it went off the stick of Eklund, below the goal line. He threw the puck to the net, and then it goes off the stick of Eklund, then up and over the back, the shoulder and down the back.
So
that's Michkov.
Back-to-back goals for Matvei Michkov. 41 seconds apart, and we have a hockey game. The last 4 meetings between these two teams, games have gone to extra time. And Russia's trying to extend that streak here. Niederbach puts this back into his own zone. Andrea looking for some room. Stakastad will clear it in. And Gushka, who came in to replace Askarov here for the start of the third period, will play it around the boards. Ljungman in on the forecheck for Sweden, cleared away from him. Rudinin will bang it out to center ice. Blue will carry it back in. Blue trying to leave it there for a statement.
And number 16, Simon Demidov, time of the goal, 45-26.
So Smirnov and Demidov on the assists on that tally that makes this a 1-goal game. Ljungman giving chase into the Russian zone. Savakov plays it around, goes on and off the skates of Svechkov. Edmondson will put this back into the Russian zone. Igor Savakov in his first IIHF event. Spent some time in the KHL with Spartak of Moscow. A 1-goal game, shot right on. Wallstedt makes a good save off Chibrikov.
What a play by Svechkov to set him up.
Another shot from the line. Mohamedou lets it go, and Wallstedt got a piece of it. Tankov drops it back. Mohamedou is in with a shot. And Wallstedt will slow this down by hanging on to it. It's a 1-goal game here in the third on TSN.
So sometimes, Dennis, they say, oh, players get lucky. Why is it always the good players that get lucky? There it is. I thought it was off the stick of Eklund. It went off his hip. And then it comes back into the net area, down into the net. But
goal scorers find ways, don't they?
And sometimes the odd ways, but for them, nothing is odd. They're thinking, how can we score? How can I get an advantage? How can I try to get that puck behind the goaltender over the goal line?
So Michkov wants this face-off over on the other side, but it's a face-off win nonetheless. Kuznetsov pulls it back. Sweden right now just trying to protect this 1-goal lead. Cleared out through center and cleared in by Magnusson.
Another example of Michkov, though, how dialed in he is. Hey, it's icy. Put the face-off over there. Like, let's try to take advantage. He's looking for the smallest of advantages, not just for himself, but for his team as well.
Semyon Demidov, who assisted on both of Michkov's goals, starts the attack for Michkov. He tried to get back for Demidov, and it's cleared out through center. Eklund is on it, plays it back into the Russian zone. Yurov waiting for it at center. Never did get to him, though. And now Yurov trying to pull it out of the pile. Nystrom is there for Sweden. Eklund stepped into his man, and Lug is on the loose puck. And Lug will spin it across ice, and Nystrom will play it back and deflect it out through center ice. Olsson, his pass was intercepted. Zeledyev will play it back into his own end. Up through center, and now some room for Yurov. He'll dump it in, played off the boards, and finally controlled by Rosine. Back into his own end, Edmundson. Pass up the middle. This ends up on the stick of Smirnov. Peter Smirnov will go cross ice. Shakir Mahamadoulin's pass up the middle got picked off. Rosine will carry it back in. Rosine tried to play it back to the line, intercepted by Jutnev. Jutnev carries into the Swedish zone, lets a wrister go, and Falstad will snare this and hang on to it.
That's a play in the neutral zone, too, where Grant steps up, and the Russians are just looking to get you sucked out of position, and they try to come back into the middle, and all of a sudden you're chasing back to your net, something you have to be very aware of. You're playing the Russians. They like to make you think they're going in one direction and trap you up above, and before you know it, there's a player behind you, and you're in some danger.
Svechkov and Youngman, the 2-9s, in for the face-off. Steinman will send it into the Russian zone. Kirsanov tried to play it up the boards and got blocked. Novikov goes in after it, ran into the referee. He'll get it for Tankov, and Tankov's going to wind it up. Chibrikov had this bounced away from him. Andrea's after it. Svechkov and Chibrikov are in after him. Tankov is there as well. Tankov comes up with it, down for Chibrikov. Chibrikov wrapped up by Andrea. And Olsson will play it to the corner, or tried to. It comes off the skate of Tankov, and Sweden will control, and now again, just getting rid of it, but this will be right on net for Igor Gushkov, who replaced Askarov here in the third. And now a lead pass for Huznadinov will go for icing. Coming up on TSN 1, or the next game, that'll be coming out of Edmonton, as Team Canada swings into action against Czechia. And then it'll be USA and Slovakia, our second game here in Red Deer. So Canada looking forward to getting this tournament going. Blue gets it back. Niebeck with a slap shot that never got through. And now the linesman runs into Nystrom on the far side. Nystrom gets all tied up there with Demidov. Michkov. Cleared out through center ice. Michkov with the 2 goals here, 41 seconds apart, that took this game from 4-1 after Alexander Holtz has stretched Sweden's lead to 3 with a power play marker, a 5-on-3 power play goal. And then Michkov has pulled Russia back into the battle. Olsson trying to split the defense. Rudinin breaks that up, and this will carry him up and out of play. 8:51 left to go in a 1-goal game, Sweden and Russia on TSN. Canada's quest for gold at the 2022 World Juniors begins tonight as they kick off the tournament action against Czechia. Coverage begins following this game only on TSN. The future of hockey lives here, but It will be on TSN1 right off the hop, regardless of whether this game is over or not. 8:47 left to go in this one, in what has become a one-goal game. Olofsson trying to make it a two-goal game. A wraparound try that wouldn't go for him. Zheledyev will clear this in. Edmundson up for Thorgesson. Olofsson is after it. Niederbach has it, has some room. Niederbach fires, scores! Theodor Niederbach finds the far corner, and it's a two-goal lead and a big goal for Sweden.
Well, Simon Edmundson makes the play in his own zone. It's just a calm and making sure that he can dance through, and then he makes the play. Turnover in the neutral zone, and Niederbach comes in right away there, and that goes right through Gushkov. That is simply not a goal that can go in at that point through that spot of the goaltender. That's poor goaltending by Gushkov.
See the reaction of the Swedish bench. They were really protecting that lead. The last couple of shifts, they kind of got back into a more of an offensive attack. And you're right, it started with the defenseman Edmundson, and Niederbach finishes this one off. Had 2 goals in last year's World Championship. Played in Edmonton. Last year was supposed to be Red Deer and Edmonton. Of course, with COVID, what it was all moved to Edmonton. In a bubble, no fans. Sharp angle try. Where is it? Gushkov wasn't sure where it was as Ljungman flung it from the near side boards.
The Russians have been sloppy in this game, but they've been sloppy with their discipline. They've been sloppy with their puck play. Gushkov was just sloppy, giving up that 5th goal. Now he's close to giving up a goal that shouldn't go in. Sloppy with his puck play, and Ljungman, as you said, slings it to the net.
So Thorgesson, the Winnipeg draft pick, with the assist as of now, the only assist on Niederbach's goal. It may change. Tutnev lays it back in behind his own net. Rudinin will play it to the line. In across, back in front of the net. Tutnev going in after it, cleared away. Ponomarev takes it off the near side boards, trying to send it back to the left point. This gets deflected, and Rudinin will chase it back into his own end. Just over 7 to go here in the 3rd period. Taken through center. Tutnev will send it in. To the backboard, Chibrikov trying to work it loose. And Louvre will get it out through center. The pass was in behind Thorgesson as he lost his footing. Mohamedulin will play it cross ice, and Russia back in on the attack with Svechkov. Svechkov gets double teamed in behind the net, gets some help from Chibrikov. Smirnov will send it all the way around the boards. Mohamedulin is in on it. Misfired on it. Begins support there from Tankov. Svechkov, Mohamedulin put that one through the legs of Olsen. And a good save by Jesper Wallstedt.
Lots of traffic around Wallstedt, but he gets himself in good, solid position, and, you know, following the play, you know, a little distraction with the stick, but tidy in front of the net. Mohamedulin. You can see him fighting to see where the play is going, fighting to see, tracking that puck.
Mohamedulin, a few weeks back, signed his entry-level deal with New Jersey. Michkov had to get away from him. And Magnusson on the loose puck for Sweden will send it in. Kirsanov. Michkov, nice little plays. He'll let that one end up onto the stick of Novikov. At the line. Kuznetsov trying to send that deep, couldn't. And Russia will regroup as the teams will start another change with now under 6 to go here in the 3rd period. Bona Mariah carries in, lets the wrister go off the leg to the corner. Brands will take his man to the corner boards. Puck comes around the wall, kept it at the line. Passion tried to play it cross ice, and that is picked off, and Eklund will send it back in. Alexander Holtz tried to drive that one through, gets it back for Eklund, back for Holtz. Holtz had it teed up. He got tied up there a little bit with Yuknev. Eklund, Holtz delayed offside. Holtz will clear. But Russia with time on the regroup. Flecked it up at center. Olofsson back for Thorgerson. And play whistle down on the offside. Sweden up by 2 here in the third. Time now for your shift of the game, fueled by Gatorade.
Yeah, and this is Simon Edvinsson, short-handed pressure, and he comes in on the breakaway and slips it between the legs of Askarov and makes sure to point to the Swedish contingent here in the building.
50% capacity, both here in Red Deer at the Centrium and in Edmonton. Nystrom will send this all the way around the boards, came back off the skate as it was jammed up at the line. Listoff will play it to the near corner. Yurov couldn't control it, cleared down the ice, and Gushkov is going to have to clear this. And this hits the glass in behind the Russian bench, so it will not be a penalty. We look at Sergei Zubov, someone you know very well.
Yeah, well, he's going to have some work to do. You know, in a pool where you have Russia, USA, and Sweden, it reminds me of the pool in Czech Republic where you had Czechia, where you had Canada, Russia, USA in that pool. And, you know, when they all finished after their first 2 games, they were all 1-1. None of the coaches were surprised that they were all 1-1.
Big hit by Edvinsson. There's a shot by Tankov that sailed high and wide. Kirsanov holds it in at the left point. Chibrikov takes a bump. Edvinsson gets a bump there from Svechnikov. Gets banked up the board by Ekmark. Gets to the blue line, but not out. Kept in by Russia. Chibrikov trying to send it back down low. Didn't get deep, and that allows Sweden to clear. Nyback dodges one check at center and slips it back into the Russian zone. Under 4 to go here in the third. Again, Canada and Czechia on TSN 1. Taken back. Gudinin for Russia, chips it out to center ice. Gudinin follows the play up, hits the line, trying to drive it wide. And he gets ridden into the sideboards hard by Andrea. And this will get flipped out by Holtz and back into the Russian zone. Gudinin getting pressured there by Ljungman. Ljungman trying to get it back down low. And Gudinin breaks it up, intercepted it before it got to Alexander Holtz. And now Michkov couldn't handle that pass cleanly at center. Ends up on the stick of Demidov. Volstad will trap it. Michkov almost on the steal. And then Yoel Nystrom will circle back into his own zone. Lou, Olofsson. And this will get dumped in by Niederbach. There's a big goal here, a bit of breathing room for Sweden after that marker made it 5-3. And this will be called a glove pass in the neutral zone. And we'll get a stoppage.
And that's what it was with the Niederbach goal, right? Breathing room. You know, in terms of, you know, the Russians that made it a 1-goal game and they were pushing and a sloppy play in the neutral zone, and Niederbach picks it up with speed and zips it through. And I'll tell you what, Andrea has been a real pillar of strength on that blue line, not just with the points, but making plays defensively. He's had a strong game.
Captain of the Alenka Gretzky team back in 2019 that won bronze. We mentioned the power rankings of the IIHF coming into this tournament. USA 1, Canada 2, Finland 3, Sweden 4, Russia 5. Here's how those top 5 teams rounded out. Finland winning earlier today over Germany. And Canada getting ready for game 1 over on TSN 1. This one ends up in the Swedish bench. And we'll get another stoppage with 2:13 to go here. 29-23, the shots favoring Russia.
Looks like Sergei Zubov has called a timeout here.
Timeout, Team Russia.
And he may pull the netminder Igor Gushkov and go with 6 attackers. Again, Gushkov replacing Askarov to start period number 3. And we touched on it earlier that goaltending may be an issue for Russia, and so far that has been true.
I mean, he's got to pull his goaltender. There's no sense in protecting a 2-goal deficit.
We talk about not wanting to finish third, and the reason for that is simple. You don't want to play Canada or Finland in the quarterfinals.
One thing I've learned about Russia, though, in this tournament, they don't really care. They want to get better over the course of the tournament. I can't say that about all countries and teams in the tournament. The Russians just seem to be, hey, whoever we get. We got to get better as time goes on.
They will host next year in Novosibirsk and Omsk. And the next Russian game we'll get into what's been talked about a little bit. Mohammed rips one. 6 attackers here for Russia, and that got kicked away by Volstad. That's the fact. There's no North American players on this Russian team, so we'll keep that for their game tomorrow against Switzerland.
Mohammed Dulin, he can shoot that puck. It is heavy. It is a live puck. It can be really challenging for a goaltender to corral it.
6'3", 180, and an NHL shot.
Yes.
As a hush falls over the crowd.
2 minutes left in the third
Mohammed
period.
Dulin.
To
To the side of the net, Volstad makes the save on that deflection. Came to the side of the net. Edmondson is on it. He gets pressured along the boards. Got taken down, gets back into the fight. Jam it up and kill off some time, and now grabbed off, and Magnusson will take a look at the empty net. Send it for Nyback, and he'll bounce it wide. Ekmark. Magnusson will put this back deep, and then he'll head to the bench for the change, as will Ekmark. Ljungman will come out for Sweden, and out will come Niederbach as well. Special teams, the story. 3 power play goals and a shorthanded goal in this game for Sweden. And now at the empty net was Volstad.
I love it. I love it. Come on.
Yep.
He hasn't scored a goal at the World Junior Tournament yet. Why not give her a go?
2-goal lead, a little bit of breathing room.
He's thinking about it. He's going, okay, here's my chance.
Might have been a little too tight to the one side of his net to really get a good angle at the empty net. Face-off in the Sweden zone. Niederbach, who's so good in the face-off department last year, winning 56 of 87 for a 64.3% success rate. This is at the empty net and into the empty net by Ljungman, and that'll put this one away 6-3 in favor of Sweden.
It's amazing watching Simon Edmondson, though, because he's going up the right wing boards, and it just looks like, okay, what's he going to do? A lot of defensemen are going to throw the puck. He just stops, zips it over to Ljungman, and there you go with the empty net goal. Unbelievable by Edmondson. Just what a player. And Ljungman, the Dallas Stars draft pick. You know, it's funny, Manuel Rion's son, Dylan St. Cyr, and Manuel, who was with the Tampa Bay Lightning in training camp and a terrific goaltender for Canada, for their national teams. And Her son Dylan, I'll tell you what, you should have seen him handle the puck. He was always trying to score. He was exciting to watch with an empty net because he was bold and he had good hands.
Scored by number 9.
Canada, Czechia over on TSN1, and we will be joining that game as soon as this one comes to an end here in 35 seconds. One-handed backhander to the far side by Guzlistov goes wide. And taken off the boards and banked out the center, so the empty net goal makes this a 6-3 score. So Sweden will be happy with its offense. Russia will not be happy, not only with its penalty killing, but more importantly with the penalties that they took. Twice in this game to be down 2 men is not a recipe for success. Andrea has a couple of points in this game. And Andrea will just send this all the way down the ice over top the net. And with 0.6 seconds left, they are going to have another face-off to close this one out. So Thomas Bontan will start the 2022 World Junior Championship with a victory. Of course, not here with Sweden last year. COVID protocol. And this will be his last game behind, or last tournament behind the bench for Sweden.
Well, Dennis, you nailed it. I mean, it was special teams, lack of discipline by Russia, and, you know, they came close making a 1-goal game, but you can't chase the game like they were doing and hope to come up successful.
So Sweden starts off the tournament with a 6-3 win. Both these teams are back in action again tomorrow.
The 2022 World Junior Hockey Championship is presented by Esso, proudly fueling Hockey Canada since 1984. By Nike, official gear of Canada's national hockey teams. By TELUS, we're using the power of our purpose to help make the world a better place. Together, let's make the future friendly. And by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of Team Canada.